Thomas Goes Fishing. Every day, as Thomas puffed up and down his branch line with Annie and Clarabelle, he always looked forward to something special. The river. As he rumbled over the bridge, he would see people fishing down below. He often wanted to stay and watch, but his driver always said no. What would the fat controller say if we were late? But Thomas still thought that it would be lovely to stop by the river and do some fishing. One day, Thomas stopped as usual to take in water at the station by the river. Then he saw a big painted notice. It read, "Out of order." "Bother," said Thomas, "I'm thirsty." "Never mind," said his driver. "We'll get some water from the river." They found a bucket and some rope and went to the bridge. Then the driver let the bucket down into the water. The bucket was old and had 5 holes, so they have to fill it, pull it up, and empty it into Thomas's tank as quickly as they could, again and again. At last they were finished. That's good," puffed Thomas as he started off again, with Annie and Clarabelle running happily behind. They puffed along the valley until suddenly Thomas began to feel a pain in his boiler. Steam began to hiss from his safety valve in an alarming way. "There's too much steam," said his driver. The fireman tried to let more water into the boiler, but none came. "Oh dear," groaned Thomas. I'm going to burst. They dampened down his fire and he struggled on. I've got such a pain, Thomas hissed. They stopped outside the last station, and Annie and Clarabelle were uncoupled. The driver ran Thomas onto a siding right out of the way. He was still hissing fit to burst. Then the guard telephoned for an engine inspector, and the driver found 2 notices. They were written in large letters and read, "Danger! Keep away!" Soon the inspector and the fat controller arrived. "Cheer up, Thomas," they said. "We'll soon put you right." The driver told them what had happened. "So the feed pipe is blocked," said the inspector. "I'll just look in the tanks." He climbed up to have a look, peered in, and then came down. "Excuse me, sir," he said to the fat controller. "Please look in the tank and tell me what you see." "Certainly, Inspector," said the fat controller, and clambered up. He looked in and nearly fell off in surprise. "Inspector," he whispered, "can you see fish?" "Gracious goodness me, how did the fish get there, driver?" asked the inspector. Thomas's driver scratched his head. "We must have fished them out of the river with our bucket," he said. "Well, Thomas, so you and your driver have been fishing, but fish don't suit you. We must get them out," said the fat controller. They all took turns at fishing in Thomas's tank. The fat controller looked on and told them how to do it. When they had caught all the fish, they had a lovely picnic supper of fish and chips. "That was good," said the fat controller. "But fish don't suit you, Thomas, so you mustn't do it again." "No, sir, I won't," said Thomas sadly. "Engines don't go fishing. It's too uncomfortable."